So welcome to Amazing Food and Drink. Today I am absolutely delighted to have the founder of Ötzibrew, Miss Tricia McNeilly. How you doing, Tricia?
I'm doing great, Colin. Good to see you. Good to meet you. And thanks for
And you indeed.
Listen, thanks for inviting me along. And I love your title, Amazing Food and Drink, because really that's what we should be putting into our body, amazing food and drink.
Brilliant. You're selling this for me already, Tricia. This is class.
It sells for itself, Colin.
Thanks. So Trish, let's start by telling us a bit about yourself for the viewers.
Okay, well, I mean, it depends how far back you want to go, but basically, I am just somebody who really believes in making some right choices with food just to make us feel a bit better. You know, that's what I'm all about. Trying to make some small changes in our eating and drinking habits just to maybe make a big difference in our health.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So tell me then about Ötzibrew. So what is Ötzibrew?
Well, you know, I work with people that, you know, always say to me things like, I don't get a good night's sleep and I waking up really tired in the morning. And I thought, well, that's exactly how I felt a lot of the time as well. And what the common denominator was, like caffeine-laden drinks, basically. So I said about them bringing some coffee alternatives to the market, and basically just to address this problem. Now, I would enjoy coffee as much as the next person, but I just found that taking too many cups a day was really leading to a massive drain in energy. So that's how Ötzibrew came about. It was really set on that, finding a good alternative that was as cool as coffee, that looked like it, that you could go through the ritual of making coffee, but not have all the, you know, the negative effects of it. So yeah, that's how it started.
And I do know it is based on that wonderful ingredient, the mushroom. So tell us all about that. I know you're very passionate about mushrooms.
Yeah, well, that was the flagship product I started with. You know, once you have a vision and an idea, sometimes it takes a lot longer than you would like to put that, to find the right thing to bring to the market, you know, that addresses exactly what you want. So on the search, I started with chaga, which is known as the king of all mushrooms. This was like the flagship product. It was the chaga premium product. And it wasn't until I went to Food Standards Agency, they said, you know, that you can make your nutritional claim that it is great for your immunity and it helps, you know, with cell repair, great for sports people and things like that. But you do know it's a food supplement. So yes, it is a food supplement, and it's a food supplement you can actually have in a social setting. But it never sat easy with me to push that out into the market as a coffee alternative, because you know, food supplements are great for you, but you have to be measured in how you take them. So that that's the flagship, that and Lion's Mane. So it left me still searching for, you know, something that you could have, you know, any time of the day or night. You didn't have to worry about it. You didn't have to go nervous. Oh, are the customers going to like that? So then I look back in history, and in history chicory was was used as a hot drink alternative, a coffee alternative for centuries. It's really exciting, you know. So this was the product I came up with. So still mixing a little bit of mushroom in there, the cordyceps, which gives the natural energy. But the majority of the drink is chicory. So back in the 1800s, you know, they had big chicory factories in Germany and things, you know, whenever there was a trade war with coffee. And I thought this is amazing, you know, to know this. Like this is something we have used as a coffee alternative for a very long time. So it just really sat well with me for what I was looking to bring to the market for the customers.
And has it got any health benefits?
Oh yeah, there's a ton of health benefits. I mean, I think we're really moving into a time of using food as our medicine over using medicine, you know. like nature is such a great provider and always has been a great provider. You know, it gives us all the nutrients and vitamins and minerals and things that we need. We just have to be kind of in tune more with what we're putting in. And I guess that's why I've picked the chicory and the dandelion. You know, there's dandelion as well.
So tell us about the dandelion. This is the last.
Oh, I could talk about the chicory all day, but and the dandelion as well. Well, dandelion and burdock, they're weeds that grow in the garden, basically. Mm-hmm. When you get the roots, and you know, you kind of you roast the roots and make them into a powder, and they're dark and they've got a bitterness to them, and they just make a good alternative to coffee. You make it in a cafetiere just like you do your coffee. So you put a spoon per cup and pour the water in and plunge and let it sit for a couple of minutes. So let's say you could just say, I've picked these for their health properties, but you could say it's like dark roast gone dandelion, or dark roast gone, I don't know, chicory.
And tell me, I'm assuming you don't put milk into these products.
If you like milk, you can. I've got a coconut milk as well I've brought to the market too. But I found it's kind of the odd man out because I just like it dark. Whereas the coconut is so delicious and yummy, you can just spoon it into your mouth. But you can also just add it into other recipes, or mix it up as a milk to add in. But to me, is very sweet, you know.
And what's the coconut milk product called then? Have you got
it's just Ötzibrew coconut milk powder. That's it, you know.
Oh, so it's powder then, and you just add it cold water or hot water?
A wee bit of warm water to melt it, you know, because the coconuts grow in very hot climates. So when we bring them into the colder climates, it tends to go all hard, you know. So you have to soften it up a wee bit with a bit of warm water, you know.
Brilliant. And tell me, Trish, what actually inspired you to create this business?
As I said, Colin, well, apart from the story about being hit with a pine cone.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was accepted onto the Entrepreneurial Spark program. It's now the Ulster Bank Entrepreneurs program, but I was bringing a nutritional app along to them, but it kind of got put in the back burner, and I had to go off and think about, you know, what I really wanted to bring. And I was just like walking under some pine trees, Columbus pine trees, and I got hit in the head with a pine cone. Oh, that must be the answer.
That was your inspiration.
Oh, that was a Eureka moment. So I looked up pine cones, and pine cones are, you know, used a lot in Asia for the thinking eye, you know, the pineal gland, the visionary eye and things like that. So they're used a lot. And when I researched a bit further, it said like at the minute our pineal gland is being clogged up with a lot of, you know, pollutions and toxins and things like that. So I then Googled, well, what helps clear this pineal gland? And chaga, the king of mushrooms, came to the top of the, you know, the list. So
brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
So that was the start of the inspiration. But as you know, I really wanted to bring a coffee alternative that you could have, you know, several times a day, not just the food supplement side of things, you know.
Yeah, and tell me, see with the chaga and the mushroom, how did you become interested in that?
Well, I guess as a child, I grew up on a farm and I absolutely loved nature. I used to watch mushrooms grow. It was better, it beat going off to feed the chickens. But you know, the small mushroom will come through very early in the morning, and if you wait long enough, you'll see it grow into one of the larger portobello mushrooms, like the bigger mushrooms. It's incredible. But then to find out that, you know, you have the medicinal mushrooms, the tree mushrooms, And that's where the name was born, you know, Ötzibrew. Ötzibrew in Northern Ireland, and Ötzibrew if you come from Italy or Germany or, you know, Austria or any of those countries, it's Ötzi. And that came about because there was two hikers walking across the Ötztal Alps, and there was a frozen body coming out of the ground. And whenever that body was excavated, it was 5,300 years old, you know.
I remember that. I actually remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that stand for then?
Well, he was carrying medicinal mushrooms, you know, in a pouch. And so they named him Ötzi the Iceman. So there was a fantastic study then done on, you know, anthropology and man and what they were eating, you know, man, woman, if you know what I mean. And
yeah,
and what were, you know, what habits they had then. Yeah, it was fantastic. So it's kind of a nod to him. It was a homage to Ötzi. So it's Ötzibrew, and the brew, of course, is the coffee alternative, you know.
Absolutely brilliant. So how has the business grown since inception around 2017, I think, wasn't it?
Well, it was December, very late on in 2017. So basically just started with the Chaga and the Lion's Mane, and mainly selling through Amazon and through our shop online. A lot of repeat orders from very loyal customers, a loyal customer base. But it's quite a premium product, the best in the world. Actually, the Chaga comes from Siberia, and so it's really top-notch stuff.
And is it made here, Trish? Sorry for interrupting you. Is it made here?
Yeah, it's made here. It's made here, but it's grown in off birch trees in Siberia, away from any contamination. So the business has kind of grown like that with these flagship products. And now, just this year, having gone through the challenges of the COVID and things like that, this is just being launched right now. And I'm really proud to say that we have just won 2 awards. We won Silver Award, Free From Award for Best Sustainable Product, you know, and packaging and reusable, just excellent design as well by Thought Collective. They've done a beautiful job.
And what is that one called, sorry?
This one is the Chicory and Cordyceps coffee alternative. You know, just I wish I could show you what it looks like. Let me see, maybe there's one open here. Yeah, there's one open.
Oh,
so it just looks like coffee, you know.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
That goes into the cafetiere?
Goes into cafetiere, AeroPress, or whatever fancy coffee machine you have to make. And it smells great. It's really great product. I'm so happy with it. I'm taking it myself now, and I'm not missing the coffee in the morning. I still have the habit of going out to the coffee shop because I can't actually get it in coffee shops, you know.
Brilliant. I might try that myself now. I like that. I like a coffee in the morning, so I'm going to have to try this brew.
I'll give you 10% discount, Colin.
You're so good. Congratulations on your awards. That is amazing.
Yeah, we won the silver, and we also won the bronze award as well for best store covered product, and that's from Free From Awards, and we're so pleased because that is like just the just before launch, you know, pre-launch. We've been accepted into 7 Whole Food stores in London. We've got the Selfridges as well, and
brilliant.
Got into the health store, which is it's a big distributor around all the health stores in UK and Ireland, you know.
Superb. So back to my original question, you really are growing then?
Yeah, we're just getting ready to scale up because off the back of the awards, we were contacted by Holland and Barrett, and so we're through to the next round with them. I think, would I be right in saying he was involved in the judging with the Free From Food Awards, and he really liked the product. He thought it was very good, and so it's nice to be approached by them.
Nice to be recognized as well. Superb, really well done.
Yeah.
Tell me, do you think then that you know, it's to do with the health benefits that's getting you the awards, or you know, what is it?
Well, we've been nominated for a Food Matters Live Award, and that is definitely for the health benefits, because it's better for you innovative product of the year. So we've been shortlisted to top 5 of companies all around the world. So I think that is absolutely based around, you know, the health benefits and just the trend towards calming beverages, towards food as your medicine. Yeah, I would say that would be the main, you know, appeal of it.
As well as your charisma, obviously.
I don't know about that. You're making me blush.
You're being modest. Do you think, or do you sort of see that there's a bigger picture in terms of health at the moment? Do you think that we as a society are much more in tune with our health?
Absolutely, Colin. You know what? It's such a challenge. I would really love to help people, you know, with this challenge. I'm one who stands on the road and looks on the left. You can see the better for you decisions that you can make, and on the right, the ones that maybe feed disease and feed the problems that we have in our health. And sometimes it is the most difficult thing to make the right choice, you know. So I just think it can be like a mountain sometimes, but if you just take some small steps to, you know, bettering, you know when you can make a better decision for your health. And it's just getting that feeling of, you know, going across a little bit towards doing the right thing for your health, you know. It's like some things just feed you feeling good, and other things feed you feeling bad. And it's such a dichotomy. It's such a conflict that I know I personally face a lot of the time.
Snap.
I think it's called addiction.
And how do you see this market changing as we go forward in the future?
I just think awareness. I think people are becoming much more aware of the damage that food can do. I think before we had more leaning towards thinking, well, whatever happens, we have our own genetic makeup and we can't really affect it, and what's going to happen to us will happen to us. But now I think we are much more aware that our health is in our own hands for a lot of things, you know, just making the right choices, you know.
Brilliant. And I know you've spoken there about the Ulster Bank Spark Awards. Did you get much help when you're starting the business? Did they help? Any other agencies come on board and help you?
Well, absolutely. I think they really connected me to some very useful people, and they're there to support and hold us to account for, you know, maybe going too far down innovative routes rather than business routes. So, you know, a lot of businesses, okay, the idea, you can get really inspired and lit up about bringing the idea. And if you had a magic wand and just you're able to get the product there as you see the vision. But unfortunately, 90% of it is all to do with business and, you know, setting up really good structures so you can scale up, so you won't let customers down, so you bring your customers on a meaningful journey with you. It all takes, you know, a lot of work in behind the scenes. So I was supported as well by Invest Northern Ireland. I was supported by Belfast City Council. They actually, I got a lot of help from Profile Tree. There's been key supportive people along the way.
Brilliant. But it's actually good to hear that there's help available for small businesses like yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And Intertrade Ireland, there's a lot of people out there to help support, you know.
Brilliant. And I know you probably had many, but what sort of challenges, what are the major challenges you've faced in your journey so far?
Oh, gosh, nailing your supply chain. Yeah. Brexit, don't even start me on Brexit. Glad I'm not doing sausages.
So it's been tough. It's been a tough time.
Oh my goodness, it's been really tough. But you know, once you have the vision, it's really hard to stop an entrepreneur whenever they can see what you know, the vision of an entrepreneur is just very different than a business vision. But it's really, really difficult to stop someone whenever they have a vision of what they want to bring to the market. Nothing can really stop you, you know.
That's brilliant. So you need to be tenacious, is what you're saying.
Tenacious and have somebody with deep pockets.
Very good indeed.
Or an understanding bank manager would help too.
Not too many of those about at the minute.
I know.
So what I was going to ask you was, if anyone wants to reach you, okay, and wants to find out more about your products, more about the company, more about yourself, how do they do it? I
guess they can just go to the website, you know.
Which is, give it a plug.
www.ötzibrew.com. I think that's it, you know.
And are you contactable on social media, on LinkedIn or Facebook?
Yeah, for sure. You know, just get all those links through the website. Just Google us, I think.
Brilliant. And tell me, where do you see the future of Ötzibrew, and what's your big plan? $64 million question.
I love that question, Colm. I really do. No. What's the big idea?
Think about it.
I guess I want Ötzibrew to be the coffee alternative brand of Europe, the leading coffee alternative brand in Europe by 2025.
Brilliant.
And I want to be able to go to a coffee shop and order a chicory coffee.
Do you want it to become mainstream, basically?
Yes, I do. I want it to be available for people that I work with who are suffering from headaches and lack of sleep. I want them to have an alternative that not only will help them with those problems, but also help them feel better. And when you feel better, you make better decisions. When you're tired, you sometimes just make the wrong decisions to give you a boost of energy, you know.
Brilliant. And do you envisage a lot more products in your lines, or are you going to keep the core and just work with that?
I'm keeping the core, but I do have other products. You know, I had developed some snacks and things, but that's I have a lot more that I can bring forward, but this right now is my passion, you know, to get in the markets. Yeah, through sales, through all the kind of main shop front channels, along with the online, you know, the Amazon and the website, and, you know, just those channels as well.
You see that as being key to going forward online?
Yeah, I do. And also the on trade I think that it should pick up again, you know, as we start getting out there, you know. Yeah.
And one last thing before we go, what advice would you give to anyone who's considering a startup in the food and drink industry?
You do need quite a bit of money to bring products to the market. Okay, you might need a ton of passion. That's usually easy for entrepreneurs because they have it inside them. They just have the ideas. I don't know.
It doesn't have to be your money, I hasten to add. It doesn't have to be your money.
Doesn't have to. You have to. Doesn't always have to be, but you have to inspire an investor to get on board. But the further along the track you can take it yourself, the better. You know, the more you can put clarity onto the idea, the more you can protect the idea as well with your intellectual property. There's a lot you can do, but document everything. Just document it, and don't rush. Don't like go hell for leather, you know, they must get it out there. You can do it in a cool, calm way. You don't need to do it in a frenzied, manic, we must get it, or someone's going to take my idea. I say, well, please come and join forces if you want. Join forces with me. We'll get this product out there together. Or if you want to do it on your own, go ahead, because I know what the pitfalls and the hurdles are. So like we all have our own personal journey, and then we have our own philanthropic journey where we want to contribute as well. It's aligning everything. And once you're being true to those, you just have to be true to that, and not just say, oh, I'm going to do this because I'm going to make a lot of money. I don't think that's the way it works. I think you can see a vision, and if you're lucky, you'll make money at it, you know, because it is business after all. But I think what's more important is how you feel you're contributing, you know, to, well, for me, it's about contributing to people's health. And it's also about trying to be the best version of myself as well on the way, and help people do that too.
Absolutely brilliant. It's part of our raison d'etre is to actually help people like yourself and who are thinking about it. Do you know what are the pitfalls? What are the help we can get? What channels can we use? And that's inspiring what you've just said there, Tricia. Thank you very much. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you.
I really appreciate your time, and we will come back and visit you again in your journey with Ötzibrew. But from all here at Amazing Food and Drink, thanks so much.
Well, thank you very much, Colin. It's been a great experience and lovely to meet you again. Thank you.
And you, Tricia. Thanks very much.
Thank you.